Joining us right now, fresh off dominating another Olympics, Katie Ledecky joins the show, the three-time Olympian, the seven-time gold medalist. Congratulations, Katie, on another incredible run in Tokyo. My first question, do you check the medals? Do you fly with them carry-on? How do the medals get back home?
Yeah. Hi, Ben. I flew with them in my carry-on. They're safe and sound, and still looking as good as when I got them.
And we talk a lot around the NFL when these guys get their Super Bowl rings of where they wear their rings. If they're just going to Whole Foods, picking up some groceries, let me just pull out the Super Bowl ring. Where do you wear gold medals?
I do keep them nearby the first couple of weeks and months because a lot of people do like to see them. I wouldn't say I take them to the grocery store on a regular basis, but hey, sometimes there's somebody there that wants to see it, so I'll bring it by.
Katie Ledecky joins the show. She's partnered with Bic Razors for the Game On campaign, which is about the importance of having self-confidence. And Katie, what big takeaway from this Olympics, of course, is I think for the rest of us civilians, we've finally been let into the thought process of what it means to be a professional athlete and the impact that has on your confidence and on your self-esteem. So talk to me a little bit about this issue that's facing not only your sport, the Olympics, but just sports and humanity in general, the idea of taking care of our mental health.
Yeah, I think, what I'll say is I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have represented Team USA, and I'm really proud of all my Team USA teammates for what they've done on the field, in the pool, in the gym, but also what they've done off of it. And while the medals and the records that I've achieved at this competition are a validation for all the hard work that I've put in over the past several years. My primary goal was to leave Tokyo having inspired others, and that's really been at the heart of my partnership with Bic and Bic Soleil Razors. We want to inspire people to be confident when they're chasing their dreams and not be afraid to show it. And I'm really happy with how my meet went in Tokyo, and really happy with all the experiences I had, and I felt like I was confident behind the blocks and felt really good about each one of my races, and I hope that all of my teammates and I inspired a lot of swimmers out there, a lot of young kids to dream big and not be afraid to work really hard to achieve big things, whether that's in the pool or out of the pool or in some other sport or in school or whatever it is that you're passionate about. Because I think if you have some big goals, you have some confidence, and you believe in yourself, you can do some big things.
Katie Ledecky joins the show, seven-time gold medalist, three-time Olympian. Ben Lyons in for Rich, the Rich Eisen Show. Katie, when TJ Jefferson wins 1 week of fantasy football, he's on one all week. He's celebrating, popping bottles. He wins week 5. We don't see him till Thursday. What do you do to celebrate? What's the turn-up like now that you're home?
Hey, I've had my share of fantasy football experiences like that as well. But I'm just trying to relax and enjoy this and enjoy being with my family and friends, being reunited with my family and friends, coming off these games, and just trying to let it all sink in. After the Rio games, I took a very short 2 or 3 week break, and I was back at it with my goals for Tokyo. And I do have my eyes set on Paris in 2024, and I know that I'll be back in the pool pretty soon, working hard for that. But for right now, I'm really going to take a breather, enjoy being with my family and friends, and let it all soak in.
Let's just take a moment now. Round of applause that you're going for it again, because that was something everybody in here was curious about, the idea of, is she going to get back in the pool and try and make another run at it?
Yeah, Katie, and you kind of gave Michelle Tafoya some side-eye when she suggested that maybe this was your last Olympics. When did you make that decision, and when are you going to start training again for Paris?
No, it was a totally valid question, and I love Michelle, and I feel bad if anyone thought that I had a reaction to that question at all, because no, I've always had my eyes set on Paris, and I think I've been pretty clear about that over the past several years. And I don't have my goals yet for Paris. All I know is I want to be there, and I want to compete for Team USA. And in the next several months, I'll start getting into the weeds in terms of deciding what events I want to target, what kinds of times I want to achieve, what kinds of medals I might want to earn, those kinds of things. But for right now, I'm keeping my mind off of that as best I can. It's a little hard because yes, you do get asked that right after the races from anyone and everyone. So I know it's going to start becoming more and more of a focus for me over the next several months. But for right now, as I said, I'm still letting Tokyo 2021 sink in.
Well, in addition to winning a ton of Olympic medals, you mentioned that you've won some weeks in fantasy football. So, Katie, I'm very curious about your fantasy approach. Do you work the waiver wire? Do you try and make a blockbuster trade? How do you construct your roster for fantasy?
I've been playing fantasy football with my cousins for a while now, and some people are a little more serious than others. And I joke with my mom, I think we're the two that probably do the most adding and dropping of players, and some of my cousins who don't do anything end up winning more games than we do. So I think my strategy going into this fall is probably just going to be to be hands off as much as possible, and maybe even have some spots empty on my starting roster like some of my cousins do some weeks, and see if that somehow gets me to win.
Hey, Katie, this is TJ. I want to say congratulations. And since I'm putting together a Rich Eisen Show Fantasy Football League, I would love to extend an invite to you to play in our league. What do you think? I mean, you don't have to be here. We're pretty lax, but, we do expect you to put a starting lineup in every week. So the invite's there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I maybe created some trouble for myself by talking about this. Get all sorts of invitations now.
Well, this is what happens when you win a bunch of medals. You get all types of pitches, and people want to do business, so they want to invite you in their fantasy football league.
It's more so that we could say we have a gold medalist in our league. So it's more for us than it is for you, Katie, just to be honest. But we'd love to have you.
There we go.
You talked about inspiring the next generation of swimmers, or just folks out there who are looking for that inspiration. And you look at the performances that not only you had out there in Tokyo, but your teammates, the entire United States swimming program, the men and the women. What do you think is the impact of going out there on the Olympic stage? How have you seen that inspiration be received in your own life?
It's been awesome, and I had so much fun with my teammates. We were together for the 4 or 5 weeks in between Olympic trials and the Olympics, and just had so much fun together. And it's more than the medals and the records. It's those memories and those times that you spend with your teammates that I walk away with, at least, and really will remember for a really long time. Just the reaction by different swimmers when they have the performance of a lifetime, or just all of the emotions and all the hard work that goes into it. It's so fun to see everyone perform on that stage, and I already miss my teammates. It's only been a couple days where we've been away from each other, but I really miss them. It's so much fun, and it's truly such an honor to represent Team USA on that level.
Katie Ledecky joins the show. She's partnered with Bic Razors after the Olympics on their Game On campaign. Ben Lyons in for Rich on the Rich Eisen Show. We've got this idea as civilians when we watch the Olympic athletes compete, and I know the Olympic Village is different this year, but we have this idea in our head that you guys are kind of milling about, running into each other. And so if you're getting ready for a big race and you want to grab a bite to eat, do you just run into Carly Lloyd trying to get a sandwich? Like, do you just run into Devin Booker looking to get some ice for his room? What's the vibe like in the Olympic Village?
Well, I don't think the women's soccer team or the men's basketball team were staying in the Village this summer, but yeah, it really is like that. I mean, some of the men's basketball players, I think, came over on the day of opening ceremony to the Village, because I did get a picture with Kevin Durant and saw him and a few of his teammates. And I know that there were a number of other big names in the Village, and you just see athletes from all different sports, all different countries milling around, as you said. Just so many different body types. You spot the really tall players, and you're like, all right, they're volleyball or basketball. There's some cyclists that are doing their training in the Village, so you have to watch out when you're crossing the street, because you might just get run over by a biker going, 50 miles an hour or whatever they're going. And there's speed walkers that are doing their training around the village, and that's quite a sight to see. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, and I think I was surprised at how similar this Olympics felt to the two that I had experienced before this. I mean, of course, everyone was wearing masks, and there were so many protocols in place, but it really did feel like that village had the same energy that it did in London and in Rio when I went to my first two Olympics.
Incredible stuff. Congratulations, Katie. We're so excited for you. I know TJ is really hoping that you'll join the Fantasy Football League, but for the rest of us, we're just happy that you're going to give it another shot to get back in the pool for the next Olympics in Paris. Congratulations. Thanks for spending some time.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Katie Ledecky joining the show, partnering with Bic Razors for the Game On campaign, inspiring people with self-confidence. You know what it takes to get out there on that Olympic stage, to go out there and compete with the whole world watching? It's incredible. It's incredible.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.